Hey guys, my name is Matt Jacobs, and I just finished attending our, what was it called? Our Worldview Conference here at Philadelphia Book University, and I just want to talk about a couple of things that they have went over. And one of the main things that they went over was technology and how it affects our culture, mainly how it affects our culture as Christians. And it was really interesting because our president, Dr. Williams, he came up with an idea saying that, well, technology has affected us so much that we now are so spontaneous that we don't grasp the entire concept and the feeling of what really is happening. He used an analogy saying he likes to trout fish. And there was this one trout fisherman, and the guy caught a fish. And it was great. He caught a fish, but this guy, as soon as he caught the fish, he took a picture of it with his cell phone. And many of us today, we carry around our cell phones, and we have these gadgets that have all these things on them, like the cell phone, picture, video camera. My BlackBerry has a music. It has MP3 built into it. It also has a voice recorder. It also has all these amazing things that are great for our culture, but it is in a sense taking us away from the true feeling of what we as Christians should be doing. Because that trout fisherman, he caught the fish, but he took a picture of it right away and then put the fish back. And so immediately after he took a picture of this fish, he sent a text message to all his friends. And so this eliminates the aspect of going home and going, guys, listen to this story I have. So he is missing the concept of community. He's missing the concept of being with one another with technology. But technology is great because say if I was in Europe and I was doing something and I wanted my friends to know about it, I could then text them and show them a picture of it. But our everyday lives have become consumed by technology. Technology in a sense owns us, like our cell phones. Our phone goes off and we're bound to that. We're like, oh my gosh, I have to answer this phone call because I might die. And even though you may not die, but it drives you crazy. It drives me absolutely crazy when I'm in class and I get a phone call. And most of the time it's on vibrate, so nobody else knows. But I am in my little bubble flipping out about this little stinking phone call that I'm getting. And most of the time, to be honest, it's probably my dad. I love my dad so much. But it bugs the crap out of you. And you're missing the concept of what's going on in front of you. And he also talked about the aspect of PowerPoint. And, and he used this good concept of PowerPoint distracts the crap out of us because we're in class, we're taking notes, and this guy put a word up on the screen, and he put the words in fire, and the word no longer became the idea. The idea was then fire. Like, this word is on fire. This is awesome. And so it totally distracted the person from what he was saying. So even though PowerPoint is great, PowerPoint's awesome, I love having PowerPoint in class because it keeps me awake, it keeps me attentive, and it gives me something to do with my head. And that's awesome because we so many times are like, oh, well, we're human beings now at this day where we only learn visually, we don't really learn that much audibly, and I think in a sense that we've become so visual that it's kind of distracted us, that we might have to revert back to the concept of maybe audio. And I'm not saying this is the exact thing that we must do, but we're losing this concept of what relationship is. And that is really, it's unfortunate because God created us in a way to be very relational, and I'm not saying that technology is horrible. Technology, obviously, because right now I'm using technology. And if I didn't have technology, I wouldn't be able to do this right now. But I'm just trying to throw out this concept of where does it go too far? Because I was thinking, I was like, man, this could be a great excuse for me not to take notes in class. And in some of my classes, I do take notes. In most of my classes, I don't. Because I want to pay attention to what's going on. But if the professor is going to base their exams off of the notes, then I will take notes. But I don't like being distracted by technology. And thank God I was born in a time where I didn't have to rely on technology that much. But now I, in a sense, have to use technology to get through life every day. Even from the moment that I wake up, I have to use technology. And it's funny how we relied on that. We were created without technology, but now we have to rely on technology. Because if technology were to cease to exist, like right now we have the lights, we have this camera, and we have the internet, we have all this stuff that's going on in this very moment that I'm using right now. And if all this were to fail at the same time, not even at the same time, but if all of it were to not work, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing. And we are made in the image of God. And I'm still trying to grasp this concept of in the image of God and this and that. And what the image of God is supposed to be like and all this. And I hope I never fully understand it, because if I do, then I'll most likely have no purpose to exist, because I'll know what God is. And Adam and Eve were made in the image of God, and when they were in the garden, they had no knowledge of good and evil. And when they ate the apple or the fruit, they then gained knowledge of good and evil. And we so much want to understand what God knows, but we don't need to know what God knows, in a sense, to function every day. Being a Bible student here at Philadelphia Biblical University, I'm just like, man, I would love to know every single thing that goes on in life and in the Bible and what goes on. And I really don't know what to say. Like, yeah. Technology is awesome. Technology is great, and I really want to understand how to incorporate technology into my life to not distract me from the gospel. Yeah. But technology has molded our Christian culture in a way that the gospel is easily and better translated and preached than ever before. Like today, we can use technology to spread the gospel faster than we ever have, by using video communication, by using sound recording, and by flying to and from different countries. And without technology, we wouldn't have been able to do that. And there's this organization called Wycliffe Bible Translators, and they use so much technology. And that's a key part of them.